Anyways, it seems most things are functional today. That's good. So that's actually really good. I'm so glad most things are functional. I am extremely tired today. I'm extremely exhausted today. Hi. I am extremely exhausted today. I feel like I feel like at this point the creepypasta reading streams are probably cursed. Uh, what should I say? The character says repo for some reason. It says repo because it's a fucking idiot. I know why it says repo. Let me fix that. Special events. Save that as that. It should be saying special events here too. Save that as that. Oh my god, fuck off! Oh, the word me scared me. Ugh. 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 Anyways, hi lesbianism. Hello donut. Shut up phone. Hi everyone. Go eep. I will. I will keep stream short. So let's not delay. Thank you for the stretch. Oh. Doing today. I've got water and I've got the monster from last stream. Cause I approve of short streaming. Just yes, that's what I will be doing. So let's not waste too much time and get into the creepypasta reading, because we want to keep stream short. Watch it, thank you. But yeah, I have the same what should I call it? Monster as yesterday because I never ended up finishing it. And I kept it in the fridge. I chugged it a little to wash down my 2 slices of bread this morning before I had to leave somewhere. I had to go somewhere. Yeah. So I had lipstick on, so the can has lipstick marks on it now, like where you sip from. But yeah, black and red lipstick. But anyways, yes. So I have Monster. I just won't be opening a new can this time, cause I do want to you know, not inhale, consume, I don't know, too much Monster, because I do wish to eat, because I have places to be tomorrow too, unfortunately. Thank you for the drowmy, by the way. Thank you for the water. Anyways, without further ado, let me see. We read Jeff the Killer last time. Let's go for another popular one, okay? Let's go for the Backrooms. I want to say I've never read the Backrooms, and I'm kind of really interested. Okay, I want you guys to choose. Do we read the Backrooms or do we read Slender Man? I'm fine with both. However, I am kind of like, like I do want to read both, but depending on the length, I will either read both or read one. So in case it is one, which one should I read first? Both are kind of classics. Yes, that's the thing. For the sake of multiplier, I will read the Backrooms. Before the Backrooms, jingle jingle jingle, before the Backrooms were a thing. Yeah, The back rooms. The back rooms. Jingle jingle. I said your favorite word. Jingle jingle. Pay attention. The back room's real location. Hell nah, bruh. Back room's creepypasta. I don't want images. I want the creepypasta. Thanks. Um, estimated reading time 10 minutes. Should be short. What are you saying, dog? I'm paying attention, I swear. It's the meme, the meme. Let me pull it out, actually. The fucking meme. There's no way you don't know this. How coincidental. I open YouTube and I get the FNAF, I get a FNAF stream. Moth is doing a FNAF stream. You know what? It would be funny if I read it into Moth. After... Wait, that would be... Holy shit, what the fuck is that? Disturbing things I found on the internet. I will keep that for watch later. Anyways. Where is it? Jingle back rooms market flyer. Where is it? You must watch this. Music, shut up. I know you're great, but please, this is important. I need to like extend my chat border into like a proper thing in the background because I think that would be very cool. I need to do a lot of editing for that though that I kind of don't feel like doing. Anyways, I use Pixar for it, so whatever. Where is it? Window capture. What am I trying to capture in the window? Ooh. Ooh, this is huge. Um,
in the day. So, back in the day, jingle, 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 back in the day, before the back rooms were a thing, okay? Jingle, jingle, pay attention, pay attention. I said your favorite word, the back rooms, okay? The back rooms, dingle, dangle, dingle, dangle. Okay, before that was a thing, the concept of a place with endless impossible, dingle, dangle, dingle, dingle, jingle, jangle, it's okay, look at the shiny. Before the back rooms were the thing, the impossible geometry of endless landscapes was all what SCP was about. Okay, that's what it was about. You know, tingle, tingle. You know, offices. You love offices. You love endless offices. That's what this is. That's what this is. Except it's stairs. It's stairs. Jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle. It's stairs.
The funniest fucking thing to me. It's so hilarious. It's so funny. It's just so funny. Like, hi Neil, welcome. Isn't bad this would work on me. That's the thing, right? That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it will work on me too. It's okay. We're both insane. Dang, you love this? I love it. I feel like a cat. Yeah. That worked on me 100%. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. This is what I've been talking about.
So, back
in the day. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Back in the day. Before the back rooms were a thing. Okay. Pay attention.
Pay attention. Pay attention. I said your favorite word.
Favorite word.
Back rooms. Okay.
The back rooms.
Dingle, dangle, dingle, dangle.
Dingle, 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 dingle. I love it so much. Ah, the back rooms. That's what we'll be reading today. The back rooms. Where is it? Um, Dingle dangle dingle dangle. Ah, I love being dumb. It's great. Um, creepy pasta back rooms. Would it load? No, shut up. Shut up, Windscribe. Um, okay, so for some reason this is not the no, I do not want to make this my default browser. Pleek. Pleek bit. Shut up, Windscribe. Uh er, uh back rooms. Creepy pasta. The I am not a fucking robot. Bleak. Bleak. Uh Bleak. Where is it? Bleak. Chrome? Chrome. Uh oh, I'm doing things. Um okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Random funny bullshit. Okay, you and your VTuber model thingy moves, the little necklace chain thingy moves, and it's what my brain focuses on. Ooh, you like it? If chain made jingle jangle noise would be perfect. You tweaking or something? I'm always tweaking. Jingle jangle jingle jangle. Jingle jangle jingle jangle. Anyways. Uh, okay. Um, should probably zoom out now. Okay. Um, oh yeah, you know what I need? I need creepy music is what I need. Um, where the fuck it at? History. Whoa. Ah. Playlist. Horror music. I don't want crime investigation. I want fucking creepy. Please. Please. Oh my god. Oh, yes, horror music. You full playlist. Yes, this should do. Yes, this should do. Please don't be loud as hell. Hmm. Be back. Hello? Are we back? Hello? Yes, we are back. Yay. Anyways, let's read the back rooms. Okay, okay. Um, slightly louder. Just barely in the back. Yeah, perfect. Put my mic closer to me. The Backrooms is a relatively recent example of internet folklore that is still expanding its scope and mythology. Essentially, the Backrooms is this like... There we go, the Backrooms Creepypasta. It was approximately 12:15 when I entered the Johnson County Community Health Clinic. I was there for an appointment I had set up weeks ago, just a routine checkup. It wasn't a new place for me. I had been there a couple times before. However, the place had an odd nostalgic feel to it, as if it were a location from my childhood or something. And I could never pinpoint exactly what this feeling was, or where it came from. As I walked in, an overwhelming feeling of deja vu swept over me. The hum of the flickering fluorescent lights, the white tile flooring, the muted beige paint that colored the walls. I noticed that there was a TV mounted in the corner, a smaller, flat screen, that was playing a short PowerPoint slideshow on a loop of ads and events that were being held by the clinic. I passed the empty waiting area, a small area of the main room with magazines, children's playthings, and blue cushioned chairs, and approached the woman at the front desk. Give me one moment. Let me check something. Let me see if I can do a thing. What the hell? Why did it turn white, like literally? I see. Okay, my OBS died again. I watched as it happened too. I'm not sure why my internet is being the way that it has been lately. Causing a lot of issues. But anyways, I hope... This is my first VTuber live stream, not gonna lie. Oh, welcome. Hi. I wouldn't call myself a VTuber per se. It's more so that I just kind of have this model. Anyways. So we read till and approached the woman at the front desk. I want to be able to look at my chat. This is still working. Yes, it's working. Cool. I am very tired. Oh, one moment. She was sitting in a bluish-gray office chair, looking at a spreadsheet on the same Windows XP desktop they've had since 2008. There was a sign-in sheet on the counter in front of me. Let me see. The back rooms. Let me find some fun facts about back rooms. Okay, you do that. So yeah. Anyways. I have an appointment with Dr. Ebbins, I asked. What time? 12:30, I replied. She began typing something into her keyboard. Ah, yes, she reported. Gary Johnston? Mm-hmm. Yes, I'll tell the doctor. Please fill this out. She handed me a clipboard which held a simple fill-out form. I walked back to the waiting area, took a seat, and began to fill out the form. I was about halfway done with filling in my information when I slumped back in my chair. I hadn't gotten much sleep the night prior, and I was exhausted. As I slumped back, I noticed something very peculiar. My head never hit the wall. In fact, it felt like it went in. I got up, quite frightened, and looked at the wall. Nothing. Not a single hole or dent had been made in the wall by my head. So I reached to touch the wall, and my fingers went through it. I recoiled in shock. What the hell was that? I thought, as I reached to touch the wall again, only to find my fingers clipped. Only to find my fingers clipped through once more. Then suddenly, I lost my balance, tripped, and fell directly through the wall. I fell face first onto some dirty tan carpeting. Upon getting back up, I realized that I was in a completely different room. Well, not really a room per se. More so a set of rooms, all of which connected by openings. The walls were covered in gross tan patterned wallpaper. There was also an overwhelming stench of moist carpet. I turned back around and tried to put my hand back through the wall, and it wouldn't go through. Okay, what the fuck? I muttered. I looked back into the room. There were no windows, no doors, nothing on the walls, other than that disgusting wallpaper, of course. It was completely empty, aside from a singular plastic blue school chair. At this point, the only thing going through my mind was fear, and the repeating thought of "I need to leave" on loop in my head. I started running through the rooms, desperately trying to find an exit, but to no avail. Okay, well, my internet is throwing a fit today, a big one. A really bad one. Let's just finish this creepypasta as fast as we can. Hi Billion Blade, welcome. But yeah, we need to finish this as fast as we possibly can, because obviously my internet is not having it today. I'll read this whole thing then. I turned back around and tried to put my hand back through the wall, and it wouldn't go through. Okay, what the fuck, I muttered. I looked back into the room, and there was no windows. There were no windows, no doors, nothing on the walls. Other than the disgusting wallpaper, of course. It was completely empty. Aside from a singular plastic school chair, at this point, the only thing going through my mind was fear, and the repeating thought of "I need to leave" on loop in my head. I started running through the rooms, desperately trying to find an exit, but to no avail. There was no exit. Was this my permanent location until I died? No, there had to be a way out. I wasn't just going to be left here, right? Eventually someone would notice that I was gone. But nobody did. Then, in the distance, I heard footsteps. But not those of humans. At least, not a normal human. Alongside the footsteps was a gurgling snarl, like that of an angry animal. Thinking the world's wrong, I'm inside them. We're alive, we're alive, hi 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 hi. I began to run. I ran as fast as I could from whatever the hell was approaching me. I didn't want anything to do with it. I ran for what seemed like forever, but I was always back in the same room I started in. At least it looked like the same room. Not that I could tell them apart. So I sat down, defeated. A feeling of dread filled my body as I started to cry. I was going to die here. I'm still there. I haven't left. I've accepted my fate. In fact, I can actually hear footsteps. I wonder who that is. That's just about what the back rooms are, then. Interesting. There's like so much like in-depth analysis of the back rooms. Madness, paranoia, and mental illness, locations inside, psychological horror, strange and unexplained, backrooms memes. Meme. Backrooms creepypasta, backrooms meme, buildings, Clay Kid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Glitches, haunted buildings, hauntings, locations, madness, memes, psychological horror, rooms, sites, stalkers, strange, the backrooms, creepypasta, unexplained. 13 minutes of reading. Well, that's the rules got updated. How it's going on. Hi Oro. The basement ones. This is like an interesting story. It is a very interesting story. I've never read it before. This is my first time. And I'm okay. I wanna say. Very stressed. Extremely tired. But, managing. That's the back rooms. Wait, let me see how big the Slender Man creepypasta is. Let me remove this from here. Backrooms will go steep, probably since people keep adding to it like SCP, which I'm a big fan of. Yes, I did get people did suggest SCP to for me to read during one of these streams, and I will get to them eventually. Let me look at the Slender Man Creepypasta. Let me look at how big that is. 15 minutes of reading. Oh, well, 11 minutes. According to Creepypasta anyways. Let's go through it. Should be short. Shouldn't be too long. I hope. Would love if you read the entire SCP database. I don't know about the entire database. I don't know about the entire database, but I might read a few because they were already suggested by someone. So I will go through them. Maybe not today, but in future streams I will get through them little by little, one by one, eventually. Can I get better music? This ain't doing it for me. Go away, go away, go, shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh, creepy music. No. Yeah. Oh, what is this? God, this person has so many. I'm trying to find the right one. Ominous music, not eerie music. Not exactly. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's try this. Okay. Um, let's make that a little bit less loud. Okay. Time to read Slender Man. I'll read Slender Man and I'll probably wrap up. Some videos about SCP versus backrooms, which are cool, I'll go lie if you're a nerd. Connect with backrooms. Are we reading the Rake or the Russian experiment? We will get to them eventually, I promise. I promise I will. It's just that every time, this is only the second creepypasta reading stream and I haven't been doing well. Oh. However, let's go through Slenderman here. Slenderman appearance. Oh, see that there. This is terrifying. Behavior. Historical references. Egyptian. Romanian mythology. English mythology. Can I get the creepypasta itself?
Oh my god!
Kenju! Hi! Thank you so much for thank you so much for the raid. Um I'm very low energy today, but hi. Thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Donat. That's where I was gonna Buzz just goes into your basement and watches us watch you, lol. Interesting. Hi everyone, welcome, welcome. I'm Venom Cat. I'm the exact opposite of what your boss is. I'm a vampire cat girl. And I'm very not I'm very low energy today. Um very tired. We are reading creepypastas. Currently we're reading Slenderman. And I think I'm probably gonna wrap up after Slenderman. Gotta go have a good stream. Thank you so much for the raid. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. Go stream. Can we have pizza since boss won't feed us? You know what? Since you're guests, sure. But yeah, we're going through creepypastas right now. Currently going through Slenderman. Let's see. Let me put my mic closer to me. Possibly the most famous creepypasta character of all time, and certainly the one that has crossed most frequently into mainstream media. The Slenderman, also known as Slenderman, is a character born of a variety of earlier influences, but which itself represents an evolution in the uses and development of folklore. Violent real-life events linked to the Slenderman character increases infamy and even led to a moral panic based on the possible negative influence and danger that the fictional character posed to children. If only you hadn't looked back. Though it was autumn, the day had seemed long and the brief walk towards home short. As the sunlight began to fade, you and your two friends left the playground behind and trudged reluctantly home, knowing that you would be forced to pick up the games and conversations the next day. The next day that never came. If only you hadn't looked back. But you had. Turning just for a moment, you had glanced back towards the tree line, seeing the fingers of their branches crawling up towards the sky, and beside them, the figure. At first you thought you must be mistaken, that your eyes in the hazy blur of twilight were playing tricks on you. But no. When you looked again, he was still there. Taller than any man could be, thinner even the willowy branches that extended upward from the tree. He loomed in the distance like the shadow of some horrible dark truth, and you knew instantly that you had to look away. That if you didn't tear your eyes from that blank, featureless face, then soon the blank would wash over you, become you, and you would walk slowly but surely, as if pulled by some magnetic force toward him. Toward him, though you feared him, though you were scared of his unnatural height, the aching blank whiteness of his face, the arms that seemed to stretch towards you, and the slithering tentacles behind. You turned, screwing up your eyes, willing yourself not to look, not to see, not to give in and go to him. Screamed to the others, telling them the same, telling them not to look. But as you open your eyes, you realize they have already looked. They were already gone. Yeah, this is just what like a description of what Slenderman looks like. Origins, despite some media outlets adding to the order of the Slenderman mythos by claiming that the figure's origins are unclear. In fact, the character's origin is easily traceable. Slenderman in his original form was created by Eric. I'm not trying to pronounce that. Under the alias Victor Surge. Responding to a call on Something Awful for posters to contribute digitally altered photographs that would then serve as the basis for new mythologies or stories. Knudson's efforts posted on June 10, 2009 showed groups of teenagers and children with the now familiar figure of Slenderman standing in the background. At first glance, the images seem normal, but the figure's anomalous size and featureless face, once noticed, gives the picture an eerie and unsettling feeling. Alongside the images, Knudsen provided small snippets of out-of-context text purported to be witness accounts that give hints about the scenes depicted and their relation to the anomalous figure of the Slender Man. By attaching short snippets of text picked up by other users. So we get a basic idea of how Slender Man was formed. The day after Knudson's post, a user named LeeCode5 posted a photo with backstory featuring Slenderman. By 14th June, a user named Trenchmall had used Slenderman in his own. Is it a coincidence? Because I mean, it technically it is 14th June in some parts of the world, and I am reading this on 14th June. Why did you read your about section? My about what? Huh? Oh, my about section on YouTube. I mean, yeah, that does indeed exist. Um, so Sunny's coming for yours. No, please. I'm not even a child, bro. Ain't much better here. Um, Creepypasta story. There we go. After waking up with a jolt, the girl laid in bed a few seconds longer, reaching over to switch on her bedside lamp. She tried to remember exactly what had stolen her sweet slumber away. When she couldn't run, the brunette swung her legs over the side of the bed and heaved herself up, checking the time on her phone. She snorted when she saw it was midnight, the witching hour. Knowing that sleep would only evade her, she left her bedroom for the kitchen, a good cup of coffee on her mind. She passed by her front door, a chill spread like liquid fire down her spine. It's only winter, she told herself, focusing again on the coffee plan. Measuring out scoops, water, and preparing her cup kept her occupied, but as the dark liquid boiled, she had nothing left to keep her mind from wandering off. The chill returned, and she couldn't help but glance behind her to the front door. It stood there innocently enough, just like always. The dead bolt was still in place, and she could see nothing amiss with it. Turning back to her coffee, she did her best to forget about the feeling. With her cup in hand, she started back towards her bedroom. As she walked by the front door, she decided that a quick glance out of the peephole would help calm her restless mind. The chill worsened with each step she took towards the door and further away from the safety and warmth of her blankets. She pressed her empty hand against the cold metal door and took a deep breath before leading her eye to the peephole. At first, she could only see an inky blackness and somehow seemed to swirl in itself. When she blinked in surprise, the void melted away. She wished it hadn't. In its place, there stood what she could only guess was once a man. The limbs were long and inhumanely awkward, with bulky joints branching off into several arms, not unlike the branches of a tree. The creature was draped in a black suit, somehow making the thing more nightmarish to her. Icing on the proverbial cake, however, was what passed as the hellish thing's face. It was as though her mind blurred the ghastly visage to spare itself further shock and horror. She shoved herself away from the door, with the hand still pressed against it. The scalding mug of coffee fell. The liquid burned her bare legs as she fell backwards and tried to crawl away from the door. She knew, somehow, that her mind hadn't been playing tricks on her. As she crab walked away from the door, she watched as tendrils as black as the void she first saw snake around through the cracks. The girl was trapped between the instinct to flee and the gut feeling to not turn her back on the door. When the door jolted, the urge to flee overcame her and she slipped in the burning liquid as she tried to make it back to her room. She knew deep down that she was trapping herself in a corner. She had to get away from the door. The girl was halfway down the hallway when she heard the previously locked door creak open. She screamed and slipped into a wall, cracking her chin on it and stunning her. After that, there was only blackness. Nicole? A warm male voice snapped the woman out of her trance. As she turned around, she was met by one of her sister's doctors. She nodded, not sure if she should say anything, or even if she should find her voice if she did have something to say. That morning, she had gotten an urgent phone call from the hospital saying that her sister, Lindsay, I don't know, was there. Before they had even let her see her, the doctors had pulled her off to the side and insisted that they talk to her about what might have happened. Phrases like self-inflicted and assault had been thrown around, and Nicole felt her mind reel. She still hadn't fully understood what they had been saying until she saw Lindsay with her own eyes. Her little sister had a bandage around her head, covering both her ears as well as her eyes. They said it was to keep her now deadened eyes from drying out and to try and keep infection out of the wounds. Lindsay had made to her ears. The doctor had guessed that either she or someone else had jammed a pencil into them to keep her off balance or to deafen herself against something. There was a mix of first and second degree burns on her hands, legs, and feet from what was assumed to be the coffee her neighbors found slipped all over the entry to her apartment. As Nicole walked to her sister's hospital room the first time, she thought she had spied the silhouette of a man in the window. That, she knew, wasn't possible. Her sister's room was on the third story of the hospital. Yeah, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I am spooked. I am officially spooked. You'll always be alone listening to us, so Sunday probably feels the same. No, please don't say that. Hi, Mikey. Welcome. And hi, Laughing Stock. What are we reading? We're reading Slender Man. We were. Slendy isn't Holly. She's just a little dude that wants to sell you insurance. Think about it, insurance are made in hell. Well, there you go. I can see that at the bottom, Slenderman. The moment I heard suit, I thought it may be a lucky bastard. Spooked cat. Yeah, I am spooked. Oh. Oh. Mm. 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 Pat the spook away. Let me see a thing. Let me open the server. Look at the suggestions. Slenderman. We've read Jeff the Killer. We've read Slenderman. Laughing Jack. I've never read Laughing Jack. I've seen Buffalo will keep the evil away. I hope so. I will be keeping my nightlight on though. Let me see if I can find any. Let me see if I can find anything for Eyeless Jack. Actually, I remember Darth wanted Eyeless Jack. Eyeless Jack creepypasta. How long is the creepypasta itself? 6 minutes. Oh hell no, bro. That picture spooked me. Painfully spooked me. Creepypasta story. I am not reading this. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I am not reading this. I am not reading this. How's your day been? My day's been very tiring. It's been very long and very tiring. However, I do not mind. I'm just very tired. That is all. I have to say I'm keeping a bunch of little lights on my table on. My table is right above my head where I sleep. Yeah, no, I am too short or too spooky. Too spooky. I don't want to read this before bed. I get scared easily. My brain, my imagination goes too insane. I don't want to think about it. Um, mm, you need to get in to not spook yourself too bad, okay? Yeah, I'm not gonna read Eyeless Jack because it has to do with, like, shit you see in your, like, above your bed or something. I don't know. Um, Oh, Moth is playing spooky shit. So let's raid into Moth actually, because it'll be very on brand. It'll be very funny. Raid to do spooky shit and then raid into spooky shit. Also, I am very EP, so I think I'm gonna call it a day here. I also have to wake up early and do shit tomorrow. So let's go raid Moth. Better get your food James Busy. I'm trying my best. Bye bye everyone. Love you all. Mwah. Okay. Now let me getting the end of stream. I would have streamed longer if I wasn't so tired. I'm so sorry. Where is this guy? Secret Moth. Okay, I can't read him on here, unfortunately. That sucks.
Who's raiding me?
Nobody. I cannot read anyone. That is sad. Let me see if I can, though. Let me see if there's an option for me to. I can find absolutely anyone, because I do want to raid people today.
Over here from Venom Cat. Hello.
I can't raid into Moth on here.
Oh, I see. Welcome to me shitting my pants. Let's not play. Join us at Fredbear's Family Diner.
Yeah, there's no one you guys would be interested in.
New men item.
Anyways, I probably should end stream here then. Thank you everyone for dropping by. Bye bye.